Hi boys and girls, this is Miss Wright. Now today our art project is going to be a little bit different than the art that we have done before. Now today our art is kind of going to be mashed up with math. It's kind of like an art and math lesson that are put together. Now this week in math you have been learning about 3D shapes. And last week in art, we learned how to make and draw 3D shapes. You guys were able to come up with some really cool pictures that match your 3D shapes. Some of you even sent them to me. They looked awesome. You're going to be able to draw so many more things now in your pictures now that you know how to make three-dimensional shapes. So today in art, we are going to be doing some paper folding, and we're going to be folding pieces of paper to make the 3D shapes that we've been learning about. So right here, I have the 4 different sheets that I need today for art. Now on each of these sheets, you will notice one of our 3D shape names. So we've got rectangular, prism, cylinder, cone, and cube. And on each of these pictures, or pages, there is something that's called a net. Now this is not the kind of net that you're thinking like a basketball net or a net that you catch fish and bugs in. No, in math, a net is actually an unfolded 3-dimensional shape. So basically right here, first graders, if you cut out this shape here and then you fold it to put this together, it is going to turn into a rectangular prism. So this is kind of like a 3-dimensional shape that has been unfolded and laid out flat. So here is the rectangular prism net. If you cut around there and you fold it up, it will become a rectangular prism. This is the cylinder net. So if you roll this piece together, and I'm going to show you here in just a minute, and you fold these 2 up, you are going to make a cylinder. Here is a net for a cone. And then finally, here is a net for a cube. So first graders, because I know how much you love to color, I am going to have you, before you start doing any of your cutting, I'm going to let you go ahead and decorate your nets. You want to try to decorate them before you cut them out, just because you'll be able to do a better job. And the cool thing about this, you guys, is that, look, I can kind of even go outside of the lines a little bit. Look at this texture that I'm getting. That's kind of cool. I think I have an idea of what I'm going to do. So if I go outside the lines a little bit, that's okay, right? Because I'm just going to cut it off here. So I'm going to do just kind of like a little texture drawing here. I'm just going to do each box a little different. But you are going to definitely be able to be creative on how you make yours. I'm just doing a little example here. So you are going to go through and just kind of decorate your 3-dimensional shapes. If you don't want to color them, you don't have to. That's just an option to make them a little more colorful and beautiful. Okay, so here is my net, and we know that this is like a cube that has been unfolded. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to carefully cut along these outside lines. Now I don't want to cut any of these pieces off. I want this to turn into one big, it kind of looks like the letter T or a cross. So when we cut this out, it's still gonna look like a cross. We're not gonna cut any of these little boxes off. And then I'm gonna show you exactly how we can make this flat piece of paper into a cube. And you're gonna be able to go ahead and keep all of these at your house, first graders. Okay, here we go. So I've got my net. I cut out this part right here. So now what I need to do is I need to find these lines that are inside of the shape, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fold on those lines, and I have to try to do it right on the line. I'm gonna take my time because it will turn out way much better if you take your time on this and make sure you do a nice job, nice neat folding and finding those lines. And I'm just kind of folding each of them. Now look what's kind of happening here though. It's starting to kind of turn into some kind of shape. It's not flat anymore. Okay, so I'm going through, I'm finding these black lines. You'll be able to see them a little better, I think, when you're working at home. And then here's one more black line that I have not folded. And then, first graders, watch what is going to happen. So I've got all my little sides folded up. And now if I put these together like this, and you could even add a little bit of tape here if you have some at home. But if you put all those sides together, look what I have. I have a cube, right? And it all came from this net right here. Oops, this net right here. When I folded it up and gave it a little piece of tape, it turned right into a cube. Kind of looks like a little dice almost. You could even make yours into a dice. I should have thought of that. Whoops. Right? Like I could put 1 dot here, and I could put 2 dots here. You could make your very own dice. That would be another idea if you wanted to do that. Okay, so first graders, I have already gone through and I have decorated the rest of my nets, okay? So this net, it looks kind of similar to this one. Can you guess what this is going to turn into? What 3D shape? This is a cube. This one is going to be a rectangular prism. Remember those, the cube and the rectangular prism, they look pretty similar to each other, right? So I'm finding those black lines and I'm folding on them, whatever is the easiest way for you to do it. All right, I'm folding. Remember, I'm going to try to keep it right on that line, and I'm going to try to do a nice strong fold, otherwise it won't stay as well when you go to put these together. Okay, so now take a look here at this one. When I put all these sides together like this, I've made a little box, right? And I can put a little bit of tape on there to hold it together. And then you've got your own little box. You could even leave one side and make your own little special box. You can tell people that you made it yourself. How cool. And it all came from this net. All right, let's take a look at the last two, and then you are gonna get to go ahead. Here's another one I did. I used some of the lines that we learned in art. Now, look at this. There's no black line, so there's no place that I really need to fold. There's a little black there, so maybe I need to kind of fold these. Now watch what I'm gonna do with this one. This one, instead of folding, I'm gonna roll it. Okay, so I'm kind of gonna roll it around, and I'm gonna match these sides together and then put my top and the bottom on. And look what I made. What 3D shape is this, first graders? It's a cylinder. If you said cylinder, you are so right. It kind of looks like a can of pop or a can of soup or a coffee mug. It is a cylinder. Very cool. All right, here is the last one. Can you figure out what this one's going to be? It's another one that you have to do the rolling. So I'm going to start here. I see a little black line. Now make sure, first graders, that you don't cut these little circles off. These, you're going to almost cut them off, but you're going to make sure that they stay there, okay? You don't want this to turn into two separate pieces. So I'm going to fold this one in, and then this one's a little trickier. You might have to get a little bit of help on this one. But you are going to just roll it like you did with that cylinder one. And then again, you can go ahead and you can put some tape on there and then fold your bottom there right up. And then you've got yourself a cone. There you go. So just by using these nets here that we cut out, we were able to make 4 different 3-dimensional shapes. Now, first graders, if you come up with something really cool that you want to show me, I want you to feel free to email me pictures or videos. I hope that you have fun with this activity. This will take a little bit of patience, right? Because it takes some time to cut around nicely, and it'll take you a little time to fold it nice and neat. But if you really take your time and do your best work, your 3D shapes are going to turn out amazing. All right, have so much fun, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.